Hey, in this video, I want to talk about the nitty-gritty of how food photographers make money. Now, I'm going to sort of go through it in a sort of evolutionary sort of way, sort of from the beginning of starting out in your career, going through to where you want to be at the end to actually make enough money to make a comfortable living. Now, everybody's financial goals are different. Mine personally are to have enough money to buy me spare time, which sounds a bit backwards maybe, but I want to make enough money doing as few days work as possible so I have as much spare time as possible to do my personal work. That's how I view photography. Some of you might want to get like a 7-figure salary. Some of you might want to make 20,000, whatever it may be. Let me try and help you through this and give you some examples. Now, first up, I'm based in the UK, so I'm going to be talking about British pounds, but I think £100 is like $140 American or something like that. So hopefully that will help you roughly work out where you are. At the beginning, chances are you'll be shooting for bloggers and local restaurants. This is never going to be a full-time living. You can't make enough money to justify the equipment, the time, and all that sort of stuff. Photographing local restaurants, like independents, one-offs where you're getting paid £400, maybe £500 at most, more likely £250 in the UK. Or for bloggers who don't really have the budget to do that because it's only a passion project. Even the biggest bloggers don't have enough money because of the sheer volume of content compared to their income that they have to achieve. So this is where we start out. Everybody pretty much has to do this. We all go through the restaurant phase. It's stressful, it's hard to create good work, but it makes money, and it's sort of where you cut your teeth to get into that sort of commercial mindset. At some point during this, you're probably going to start selling your images through stock sites like Shutterstock or Getty or things like that. This is also a pretty pointless exercise. There's not a great deal of money to be made through this. I have a couple of friends who shoot news for Getty in London, and they can make a good amount of money from it, but food alone is not the way it's going to work. If you shoot for a very niche agency, a very high-end agency, the sort where you're probably going to be charging 10 grand a day at the moment anyway, then there is some money to be made there and it's worth doing, but don't waste your time with Adobe stock, Shutterstock, these sorts of cheap mass. Your time is better spent in other ways. Now, after a while of doing the local restaurants, you're going to stumble upon an independent chain of maybe 5 restaurants where they've got a little bit more money, maybe £800 to £1,000 to shoot a bigger sort of campaign for them. And this is where things start to snowball. Once you've got past this point, you're going to be looking at small brands. The sort of brands that are maybe stocked in one supermarket. And they're probably going to be looking at paying you £1,200 to £2,000 a day plus usage. They won't be paying full AOP usage, but they'll be paying some form of usage. You might be looking to get £5,000 a day out of these sorts of brands. Then moving along from that, you're looking at the big ad agencies, the big ad campaigns. The sort of £10,000 to £50,000 a day shoots, where it's brands that people have heard of. People know the name. It's a big production. You've got your stylist, your home economist, your prop stylist, your set stylist, your digital tech, your retoucher, your lighting assistant, your assistant. All these people coming together to produce the shoot. Whereas the smaller down ad agency, you've probably got a food stylist, a photographer, and an assistant, and that's your crew. There's something that runs alongside all of this, which is really not a money spinner. It sort of pays the same as your local restaurant, is your editorial work. But this is where you get to be creative. It's where the almost cooler photo shoots exist, and you get to see your work published in a magazine. The pay is less because the usage is far less and far shorter. It's either a daily, a weekly, or a monthly magazine. So there's far less money involved, but it's where you get to be really creative, and it's very important to have that creative work in your portfolio in order to get the big ad campaigns. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into how you can make money as a food photographer. If you have any questions, drop them below. If you want more business advice, do subscribe to this channel because that's what it's all about. It's all about trying to help people go from being amateur photographers to professionals and making a good living from doing what they love to do. See you all next time.